Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and we're on site today in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Sailfish Resort. Now, in this video, we are going to take a gorgeous tour of a stunning unit. It made $67,000, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom right here at the Sailfish. It is in large part, the reason why this unit did so well is because of the design work and the modern look that this unit just has. Those photos pop on Airbnb. Now, additionally, we're going to hop into your gross rental income, your operating expenses. We're going to look at a profit and loss statement on this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. We're also going to dive into your appreciation. If you buy low and sell high and you time the market right, how much money can you make holding one of these properties over a 10-year period? We're also going to dive into your depreciation. How much can you write off on your taxes? What's a cost segregation study? How can I write off $40,000 in a given year? Now, you got to watch this video through to the end because I don't want you to make the pitfalls that amateurs investors make all the time when investing in oceanfront condos. I want you to win. I want you to be a savvy investor that's armed with logical understanding so that you take a calculated risk. You don't just haphazardly buy an oceanfront condo and go after it without any thought. I want you thinking. So I want you to watch this video through to the end because I've chocked it full of all of the information that you need to be equipped and armed to be a savvy investor in oceanfront condos. Now, additionally, guys, you got to check out the investor playlist on my YouTube channel. I interviewed Rufia Nigro. She owns 27 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, yet lives in Florida. Over $10 million worth of real estate, and she spills the secrets. Guys, I interviewed Matt Freeze. He owns 11 oceanfront condos right in our market. He's a risk taker and a lender. I also interviewed Gosha Cook, who's very conservative and owns over 15 oceanfront condos cash. So you gotta watch the investor playlist so that way you make a savvy investment decision and you're armed with the information that you need. Now guys, drop me a like, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you. I don't want to hold us up. Let's get into the video now. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. All right, we're on site right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just outside of the Sailfish Resort. Now, right next door, we have the Sooner 2 Beach and Racquet Club. You can see here, that's this building here immediately to the left. Now, you have a hotel right here beyond that, as you can see. And you've got the Boardwalk Resort right here. That little blue stripe you see right there, that's the Boardwalk Resort. I'm not going to take you any further down that way. Now, immediately next door, of course, we have the Breakers. The Sailfish Resort is technically, it is part of the Breakers Resort. Now, you'll see the Breakers registration building there. And, of course, if you go on a little bit further down the road, of course, the Breakers is literally right there. But a little bit further down the road, that yellow building, that's the Camelot by the Sea. All right, now, let's get in here and check it out. Something really cool is there's a great little beach access to the right of this, public beach access. It's really nice. I want you to see that, but I can't take you that way just yet. This is the heart of Myrtle Beach, guys. This is the heart of Myrtle Beach. It's very nice, very clean. Lots of people like this section of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Nothing against the other sections. I just noticed that people like this area. A lot of people say it's clean. All right, you got elevators right through here. As you can see, how you doing, sir? Bingo. There's your elevators. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. Let's get in unit 211 right here at the Sailfish Resort. Now, guys, as soon as you walk in, you see absolutely stunning artwork, beautiful floors. Guys, this unit makes tons of gross rental income, and you're going to see why in just a second. Look at this absolutely stunning design. This is why. This unit made $67,000 last year in gross rental income, because it's modern and it's updated and it's nice. And obviously that shows well on Airbnb. Now there's a flat screen TV here. As you can see, there's a nice little mirror here for getting dressed. And it does lead kind of Jack and Jill-ish into the bathroom, which is stunning. But I'm going to take you this other way. All right. Check that out. Look at that vanity. Look at that. The design work is beautiful. The flooring is gorgeous. That's why this unit rents. It makes money because it is a superior product. Tub shower combo. It doesn't even have a tiled shower. And look, it's making tons of gross rental income because it's modern and it's updated and it's nice. Stackable washer and dryer unit. As you can see, really nice doors here. Again, nothing chintzy, nothing cheap looking, very sleek, very modern, very nice. Look at this. Look at that backsplash. Look at those countertops. Absolutely stunning. Of course, you've got all your appliances, and you do even have a dishwasher, which is excellent. Stove, microwave, refrigerator, dishwasher. Again, beautiful view. Look at that. Nice open view. You're looking out. You're seeing the ocean. You're seeing the palm trees. Stunning. This is your master. We're going to get to that in just a minute. I want to take you first into the dining room. You can see here plenty of space to seat people and eat. You got your flat screen TV, your couch. Again, those colors pop, which is what shows well on Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. Now, this is your moneymaker, guys. Look at that massive balcony. I mean, I'm going to walk it so you can kind of get an idea. Yes, that's your master. We're going to peek in there in just a minute. But you can see that this balcony is not small. This is your moneymaker. This is what people are looking for. Look at those on-site amenities. You're right here at the pool. We're on the second floor. People having fun. And, of course, you got the beach right there, the sand and the ocean, and some beautiful landscaping. Nice little area to sit out and lay out. And this right here is a beach access that we'll get to in just a minute. Now, let's get into the master. As you can see here, I mean, like that photo goes a long way that you're looking at right there on Airbnb. The extra pillows, the nice throw pillow, your flat screen. It's simple, it's modern, it's sleek, and there's even carpet in here. It's not even LVP flooring. It just looks great, and that accent wall is awesome. This unit is absolutely stunning, guys. It's modern, it's updated. There's your owner's closet, just by the way, as you can see there. Hi. All right, guys, here we are. Check that out. Modern, sleek, absolutely stunning. Great mirror, great vanity mirror. Look at that. That's going to show super well on Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. It's all about having a superior product. Of course, you have your restroom. Again, this was really cool in the other bathroom. It's cool in this bathroom. I like it. You can see it back here. Absolutely stunning. They did an excellent job. Excellent job. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up right here at the Sailfish Resort. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. And you got some on-site amenities here. Let's see if we can battle this pool door for a second. There we go. We got it. Now you can see there's a small little 3-foot hot tub here. We got a little small 3 to 5 foot pool here. Of course, there's tables and chairs. You also have an outdoor pool here with plenty of seating, plenty of places to lay out, as you can see. Access ramp there. And then straight on up, guys, that is the Sailfish Resort. Now, there's another little area just this way. Showers, of course, right here. Again, this is that public beach access I was talking to you about. It goes right down this way and straight down this way, as you can see. Across the way here, this is all breakers territory. A lot of these buildings connect, and a lot of those on-site amenities connect as well. This is that really nice beach access I was telling you about. They got some landscaping going on, which is great. And you'll also see a nice little area here for laying out, which is excellent. You got picnic tables to the left, and then plenty of space to lay out right here. That's the breakers. So the great news is when you rent at the Sailfish or any of the Breakers Resort buildings, you get to use all of the on-site amenities, including the hotel right here in the middle, their pool and their restaurant. It's a ton of on-site amenities. We're talking slides, water slides, and pools, and restaurants, and gift shop stores. I mean, like, you name it, it's here. So if your guests rent at the Sailfish, they can use everything right here that's a part of the Breakers Resort. All right, guys. Now, the Breakers has efficiencies, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms. 1 1s, 2 2s, and 3 3s. And so it has a pretty large spectrum, the largest being 3 bedrooms. Now, as far as the prices currently on the market, we do have a low at $298, an average price of $390.40, and then a high price of $525. And these are for oceanfront and ocean view units. Now, your peak season is April through September. That's when you're going to get the bulk of your traffic. As you can see here, this is your elevators. And the peak of the peak being June, July, and August. That's when you're going to make the bulk of your money. Now, we have an entrance right here. You can see here all of the indoor lazy rivers and pools, all the good stuff, vending machines. All right, let's get down here. You can see the pools, plenty to do here. Lots for the kids and family and friends. You name it, it's happening right here at the Breakers. This is all indoors. We do have outdoor as well. So get in here. Lazy River's outside, as you can see. More pools down that way. Of course, that's a heck of a view there. And then you have a water park for the kiddies. Plenty of slides, plenty to do. Absolutely stunning. Let's get a walk a little bit further on out. Now, immediately to my right, you do have your layout area. Tons of chairs and tables and stuff like that. Then there's a whole separate pool over on this side, as you can see. Not bad at all. Now we do have an access here. And again, plenty, ample space to lay out with a beach access. Check this out. Tons and tons of space to get your tan on. As you can see. They got some pickleball over here. And guys, that wraps it up for the amenities right here at the Breakers. And this is your beach access here. I just want to walk you out and show you all the little tents and people here on the beach. It's towards the end of April. The crowds are definitely here. Now, don't forget this, guys. If you're doing this well and right, you should make enough money June, July, and August to cover all of the operating expenses on your unit for the entire year. Those peak season months. I just ask Matt Freeze if you don't believe me, or watch the investor interviews I've done with him. Now, you can see here, plenty of little tents out, people out. Demand is here and happening all day long. If you look a little further down the coast, you'll see just how close we are to that skywell. Right there. All right, now we're going to take a quick walk right over to the other Breakers buildings so you can get a look at them. There's your Starbucks and your Ben & Jerry's right across the street. This is the Courtyard by Marriott. We're just about to pass that through. All right, so this is your other Breakers building right here. There's a gift shop down here. There's a public beach access right here, as you can see. There's the Harbor gift shop. We'll take you over here real quick. The Breakers. Cool little lobby. And this is the very cool gift shop right here at the Breakers Resort. All right, guys, elevators right here. And you can see a very cool little indoor restaurant and bar. Absolutely fun. And look at this, guys. Very cool view right here. Hi. All All right, let's see if I can get here through the stairs, guys. She said downstairs there's a pool bar. Okay. We got elevators down here. And we found it, guys. Check it out. Not bad. And you can see a nice cool hot tub right here in the corner. And of course, more areas to lay out. All right. Now guys, you can see here, there's a nice little outdoor bar. And a lot of guys saying hi. All right, guys, we're going to head over to the other building because that's where the water park is, which I've been trying to find now this whole time. You can see here, we have another beach access here. Now this is the Breakers registration building. All right, so the water park is this way, guys. We got to go all the way down here and circle around to get to the water park. Cool little shuttle. You can see there, Breaker shuttle. All right, guys, June, July, and August, you should make enough money on your oceanfront condo to cover all of the operating expenses for the entire year. And if you don't believe me, ask Matt Freeze, who's been on the channel, and watch his investor interviews. He does it every year, does it all the time. It is not an issue and not a challenge. There are lots of people making great money on these oceanfront condos. All right, this is the water slide. You can see there's a little stage set up here. Pretty cool. Then we've got our water slide here. And check it out. Whoa, how cool is that? That's a lot of fun for friends and family alike. Now guys, I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to invest in Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. Please, if you found this content valuable, share it on your social media, drop me a like, and give me a call, send me a text message, shoot me an email. It's 843-360-1737. I want many of the stories on my channel to be one of your stories. Now, you might see that I'm a little bit wet and I'm covered in water. Got a little bit too close to those slides and two of those kids got me. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freeze owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freeze is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, your HOA fee is going to include electric in the common area, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape, lawn, insurance, manager, security, rec facilities, legal and accounting, master antenna, cable TV, common maintenance and repair, telephone service in the unit, internet access, and pest control. It does not include electric in the unit. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and I mean, Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They've got a new area out there where the Hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. I mean, like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials. With its unique blend of music, food, and art, the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for Medieval Times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Skywheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You got to go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf. Guys, there's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now let's work through your appreciation on these 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom units right here at the Sailfish Resort. Guys, in 2015, if you would have purchased the cheapest property that was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, the low price was $172,500. You fast forward to 2024, and the high price was $255,000. In other words, if you would have bought as low as you could and sold as high as you could, of course, anticipating a remodel in between there, so that we can get that top dollar for your unit, you'd have made as much as $82,500. So that's $10,313 per year in appreciation, in addition to annual profits and tax write-offs. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. Basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, vacation packages, and you could do them themed, of course, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, you had her go go and order all this stuff for you. Order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2, dinner show. Order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2. Get tickets to the Country Music Festival. And all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100, go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very, very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits? or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year. So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000, or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall. If you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined, if you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low-tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play. Because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, Only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent, excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy Using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now, this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you got to get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property, improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course, you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years. Now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them. Now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, so let's work through a cash scenario purchase right here at the Sailfish Resort for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. Now that purchase price was $280,000. The gross rental income on this unit in 2024 was $67,690.44. Your Airbnb platform fees, 3% of the gross rental income that you make renting this unit out on their platform, was $2,030.71. If you take that $2,030.71 from the $67,690.44 you made in gross rental income, you are left with a subtotal of $65,659.73. Now your property taxes in 2024 were $2,810.79. Your excise tax for having a City of Myrtle Beach business license to operate a short-term vacation rental property was $535. That's $145 for the first $2,000 that you make in gross rental income, and then $6 for every $1,000 you make in gross rental income after that. Now, your local hospitality and accommodations tax is a combination of 2 different taxes. It's 1.5% to the City of Myrtle Beach and 1.5% to Horry County of the gross rental income. That's a total of $2,030.71. Your HO6 insurance was $1,000. Now, you need to make sure that you get an HO6 policy that covers lost gross rental income, because generally during those winter months when they do construction on oceanfront condos, and you want to make sure that you can collect if they have to do construction at your unit. Now, there was no electric in the unit included in the monthly HOA dues, so I've got you at $150 per month for 12 months, brings you to a subtotal of $1,800, and then your annualized HOA dues were $18,828, bringing you to an operating expense subtotal of $27,004.50. If you subtract that $27,004.50 from the $65,659.73 up top, you are left with a projected profitability of as much as $38,655.22. Now, I didn't include cleaning costs because generally these pass through to your guest, and they are a point at which you can generally generate a profit if you charge more to your guest than you do to your cleaning person. But I've got you at a base of 30 cleanings for $150 a cleaning. That's going to bring you to about $4,500 for the year. Now, your personal property taxes in the state of South Carolina, whenever you have an investment property, you do have to pay personal property taxes on your furnishings. It's going to be between $500 and $600. I did not include that here. Your HO6 insurance is not included in your HOA fee. You do have to get a separate policy. And of course, internet and pest control is included in the HOA fee. Now, this is going to give you a cash-on-cash return of as much as 14% on your money. In other words, you're putting $280,000 in, and in your first year, you're walking away with $38,655.22. You tell me where you can put $280,000 and in your first year walk away with almost as much as 40 grand. I know where: Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos. Now let's work through a financing scenario purchase right here at the Sailfish Resort for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. Again, that purchase price was $280,000. Your down payment is 25% of the purchase price. That's going to be a total of $70,000. Now, your gross rental income for this unit was $67,690.44 in 2024, and your Airbnb platform fee was $2,030.71. Again, if you take that $2,030.71 from your $67,690.44, you are left with a subtotal of $65,659.73. Now, your principal and interest for your loan was $16,764. That's going to be based on a 30-year fixed rate loan at a 7% interest rate. Property taxes 2024 were $2,810.79. Your excise tax was $535. Your local hospitality and accommodations tax was $2,030.71. HO6 insurance was $1,000. Electricity $1,800. And then finally, your annualized HOA dues for $18,828 bring you to an operating expense subtotal of $43,768.50. Now, guys, if you take that $47,000 from the $65,000 up top, you are left with a projected profitability to the tune of $21,891.22 and a cash-on-cash return as high as 31%. Now, you might ask, why is the cash-on-cash return so much higher when financing as opposed to making an all-cash purchase? Well, guys, you're only putting in $70,000, your down payment on this deal, and you're getting out of it $21,891.22. You tell me where you can put $70,000 and walk away with almost 30 grand in 12 months. I know where: Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos. Now let's work through depreciating your unit right here at the Sailfish Resort, guys. With a $280,000 purchase price divided by 27.5 years worth of useful life, according to the IRS, your property has 27.5 years of useful life. You take that purchase price, you divide it by that 27.5, and it gives you a taxable income deduction of $10,181.82 that you get to write off each and every year that you own this condo. In other words, you're making $10,181.82 that you're not paying taxes on. Now, they let you write it off for depreciation, which is wear and tear on the unit, and something called economic obsolescence. And that is where newer units hitting the market are obviously going to be worth more, making the older units less valuable. So obviously you can discount that property a little bit. Now, you need to factor in something called a cost segregation study. You know, this is where you accelerate depreciation on your real estate. In other words, instead of writing it off over 27.5 years, you could be writing off an accelerated amount, $40,000, $50,000 in just your first year. I had a friend of mine, a client, who purchased a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom oceanfront condo at the Ocean Reef. She did a cost segregation study and got a tax refund of $34,000. Now, that's in addition to the $30,000 in profit she made renting that unit out. So if you're a high-income earner or perhaps a small business owner who has a great year and you need to get some tax write-offs, well, you need to investigate doing a cost segregation study on your investment properties. If you need a CPA that can do that for you, my phone number is 843-360-1737. Now let's run through your market report right here at the Sailfish Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now guys, just in the last 6 months here, the high sales price, low, average, and median, in other words, they've only had one sale in the last 6 months, for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom was $197. Now the high list price is $280, the low is $199.9, the average is $227,175. Now I do want to draw your attention really quick to those gross rental income numbers on your screen. You can see units making $36,000, another one making $37,000, another making $37,000, and then finally that last one made $67,000. That's the unit that you're seeing in this video today. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach, or in the market period? Well, in the market period, I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, you know, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their Ocean View units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans One or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans One over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.